Mensa can figure a way to have a weapon planted there for me. Then I'll kill them both.
Michael Corleone ends up taking on this role of killing Sollozzo and McCloskey. He seems to come into this because it involves family. It's the family business. In some ways, the idea that it's a family business justifies this. It almost makes it so it's just a business decision. He can balance out whatever feelings he might have about killing someone with the fact that he's going to kill them. So that's managing his cognitive dissonance, that conflict between those two ideas. At the same time, what's important to know here is that this is almost an acceptable code of conduct in the mafia as presented in this movie. What's presented in the film is that this would be expected. This is a retribution. There's an idea that this is acceptable to some degree. Now, while Michael has to go off and hide in Italy for years because of this, it's not unexpected. It's part of the system. In that way, at this point in the film, he's not necessarily a psychopath. He's doing something that he sees. There's a reason to do it. It's part of the family business. This involves a family, the fact that someone tried to kill his father. It's not a pleasurable event. It's not something that he's getting joy out of in the way that, say, someone who's a serial killer or even a psychopath might get a power and control excitement from. He's doing this as retribution. And in that way, it's not necessarily marking him as a psychopath. It's not legal, so that might qualify him more in an antisocial personality disordered realm, but he's not necessarily showing a lack of empathy to all people. It's this situation that's a business situation that he needs to handle.
Tom, wait a minute. I'm talking about a cop that's mixed up in drugs. I'm talking about a dishonest cop, a crooked cop who got mixed up in the rackets and got what was coming to him.
The antisocial personality traits here would be disregard for the law, potentially lying and manipulating, which we know that he does. There is the question of, is he a psychopath? And if we look at all of the different iterations, he would probably be more of that old idea of a sociopath, that the environment in which he's in now as a young adult has created this uncaring person. He still cares about family, so there's that. That's going for him in the opposite direction. But the idea that society and what he's involved in has made him this way, that's different than psychopathy, and it's really a good debate as to whether he would be or wouldn't be a psychopath. There are things that argue for it, such as his violent behavior or ordering people to be killed and not caring about it, just seeing it as business. Whereas there's evidence that he might not be, that he really does care about children and other members of his family. On that side, however, we have seen that psychopaths from the research can feel some care and some concern for their family members. So this one is really a tricky one to parse out.